And I'm going to add number 11 in for free, because this is stamped on just about every divorce in the United States these days, has been now for decades. And again, society goes, yeah, that's good, that's fine. You've heard this. Getting divorced, why? Well, irreconcilable differences. Oh, give me a break. I want to tell these folks, join the club. The blonde and I have irreconcilable differences. She's a woman, I'm a man. What are we doing? It's crazy. It doesn't work without God's help. Not a good enough excuse. Now, with God's help, with his power, and following him, putting him at the center of your relationship, and working at your marriage every single day, you know what can happen? The irreconcilable, with God's help and power, becomes reconcilable. Don't give me that bogus stuff. Give me a break. Every marriage hits a wall. Every marriage breaks down. The question is, at that point of breakdown, what do? Do you quit and give one of these lame excuses, or do you follow the Lord and fix it? I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking a lot of things, but I know what you're thinking. Partly, and that is, oh, Dave, look, really, are you kidding me? You can say these things, that's fine. You're mean. Obviously, you're edgy. You're 60 years old. You've lost it. You've gone around the bend. You're just so vicious. You know what? You're thinking, oh, I could never say these things. Yes, you can. You know how I know? Because of this Bible. In the Bible, every single story is the story of a person who was empowered by God to say and do things they could never do on their own. We're all in the same boat. With God's help and power, you can say these things. Now, you might not say it exactly like I would say it. I get a lot of practice because it's what I do day in, day out. But if you're ready with these responses, and you will say anything that would indicate not a good idea, and especially with a Christian, that's not a biblical reason. Show me in the Bible where that's a reason. They won't be able to do it. They don't care, but you're telling them you're bringing them back to God. If they had the nerve, if they could stand before God, and of course they'd be on their face, and he'd say, why are you getting divorced? They would never offer one of these lame, sinful excuses. It would not work, and they knew it wouldn't work. So what you're doing is creating that picture. What would God, who cares what David Clarke thinks about it? Even your spouse, your kids, important, but what is important is what God would say about what you're saying. Would he like it or would he not? They know the truth. We're trying to get them connected to that. Now, once you've refuted their lies, had the guts to do that, you're not done yet. At the end of the process, you need to say some positive things about their marriage, and I do that in every case. As long as both folks are still in my office, I will say, your marriage can be saved. Definitive, confident statement. Not, well, this is a tough one. I don't know if we can make it. Of course not. God can do anything. Your marriage can be saved, and you'll say this to folks too, to this person that wants out. God not only wants you to save your marriage, he will help you save your marriage because it's sacred to him. And you'll say, I will encourage you, I will support you. Here's the name of my pastor. In this case, it's Chris Stevens, a wonderful pastor. He will have a pastoral meeting with you, he'll point you to the scriptures and pray with you and encourage you. Here's the name of and number of a Christian psychologist in the Tampa Bay area who can guide you and help you recover your marriage. I'm trying to think now of who could you give the number to? What Christian psychologist could you possibly? I'm talking about me anyway. It doesn't have to be me. I know we've been in business so long. We know everybody. If it's not going to be me, I know people in your town, in your area, maybe even down the street. We'll refer you to if it comes to it. But you offer the resources. I've written a number of books for struggling couples. I tell you, no matter what the scenario, I've got a book for it. I got a plan for it that's biblical, that works, that's solid. You can check those out. Now let me close with this, and I want an honest answer in your own hearts and minds. And this is even for, I don't care if you're a teenager on up, you will have the opportunity to speak the truth to people. Here's the question, has God ever used you to save a marriage? If he has, then you know it's a wonderful feeling. You will literally feel God's joy, his pleasure. And that is powerful because you're honoring him and you're honoring his word and what he says about marriage, and he's not changed his mind. My friends, it's time to man up and woman up and stand up for marriage. Are you with me? I hope you are.